afternoon, evening, or morning, depending on wherever you may be when you tune in. And welcome to Digital Real Games. Hope you're having a good day. A little dreary here. And between the rain and the stress, I decided to go ahead and play a game or two. Thought I'd share. As you saw, it's going to be King of Crabs. Why? It's got the most hits on Twitch last time. So we will delve a little deeper. As you see, I've been playing, and I have now acquired Robo Crab. So we're gonna raise it on up, because it is neither he nor she. And see where we go from there. Anyway, till then, thank you for tuning in to Digital Real Games. Thank you for joining me. You just don't know how much that means. If I get a third, that would put me through to affiliation. Imagine that. One person regularly viewing the stream is what separates me from affiliation or not. Life has its irony. Be right there.
the "I wouldn't mind if my friend doesn't finish her McNuggets" deal. Because even though I'm done with my filet of fish, one of those McNuggets looks really good. Order ahead on the McDonald's app and get 2 of your faves for just $6. Like a 10-piece McNuggets, filet of fish, Big Mac, or Quarter Pounder. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about. Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them. AT&T Internet for Business gives you 99.9% reliability. So even if the power suddenly goes out, or a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, stay connected on our wireless network with AT&T Internet Backup. Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business. Visit an AT&T store today or click the banner to learn more.
A new Powerball drawing is now coming to Mondays. So you could say Powerball just got more powerful. And now add Double Play for $1 so you could win up to $10 million more. The game has been powered to the next level with more days to play and more ways to win. Play the new Powered Up Powerball from the Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Claim it!
Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Let's bet if I get their commercial in there. So here we are, King of Crowds. Join me for the exciting rumble at the bottom of the ocean. Now, as you notice here, as I said, well, we just gained 1 extra right there. As you build your crab army, they gather points. So there you are. And that's my newest win. So there we are. Bang. Now my goal is to just get every one of them 20. Apparently top is 30. So obviously the ultimate goal is getting them all to 30. And then playing obviously the most dominant, which will be RoboCrab. He shoots rockets. I mean, come on. He shoots rockets. How cool is that? A crab that shoots rockets. See, we already got up to here. We're going to get mud crab here soon. We get mud crab and we will have all the rares. Means nothing. That's what it is. So, as said, we're going to build up RoboCrab. Now, they have an interesting one here called Sausage Party. Your weapon is sausages. That's it. Let's look at what our... where is that? No, it's not here. There it is. And let's see what we got. Oh, okay. Those are all good. Those are all good. Some of them you have to go into this other one to play. This is PvE, PvP. Same thing. They're toying with this. I like the team one. That was kind of fun. But we'll jump into the one that gathers you the most opportunity for growth. Because I notice when I play that one, I level up a lot faster. And away we go. So I have noticed that while you can control with a, what is it, WSAD, it's good to provoke it, but really, it's a point and click. Keep that mouse in the center, and you just keep clicking it. The faster you see, click it a couple times, it goes faster. I'm saying this because I want you all to actually go check it out. It is free to play on Steam, and it's fun. It's actually does take a little bit of like strategy. It's casual strategies. I know to go for that dude, and when not to go for that dude. When to trigger your special like that. I missed out on all the meat. Alright, sign now. This is a game that would be much better if I say had a guess, an opinion, something that I felt worth sharing. Cool. This game opens up for that. Let's chat. I don't really have anything to say. Everybody knows I'm going to think that's ironic, but it is. It is what it is.
Emails are answered. Workout is finished. Kids are dressed. And the sun is barely up. It's time for McDonald's. Now with bundles, your order is automatic, like a sausage McMuffin and hash browns for $2, or a McDouble and small fries for $2 later. With so much juggling in a day, the easiest part is getting your food at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This is a discretionary order offer combo meal. Valid when product served. Offer not valid for McDelivery.
This is a story of three siblings that loved each other, but money sometimes got in the way. Hilarious comedy, Home Economics, with guest star football legend Jerry Rice.
I'm looking forward to it.
And it's game on.
At the end of the day, it's all about yards.
You just tried to explain football to Jerry Rice.
Economics season premiere kicks off Wednesday, September 22nd, Central on ABC and stream on
phone. Okay. I'm just checking my new Struck by Luck app from the Florida Lottery. Features and Struck by Luck scratch-offs have a prize of $1 million. Record growing jackpot. Sorry. Rain, that's good luck.
New Struck by Luck scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's a ticket. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
He still went out on top. Whoa. We got our boy halfway there right off the bat. Oh, sorry. Our hit halfway there.
least I took them with me.
One of those McNuggets looks really good. Order ahead on the counter. Like a 10-piece McNuggets, filet of fish, Big Mac, or quarter pounder.
What if life was a bit less simple and a bit more fluffy? Take a look with Cheetos Puffs. Light as air texture. It's a Cheetos thing.
Life is full of things to do. Your work, your family, plans, and your treatment. Consider Kesimpta, ofatumumab 20 milligram injection. Save yourself from the comfort of home. You're ready for something provider about Kesimpta, and check out the details at kesimpta.com. Brought to you by Novartis Pharmaceuticals Corporation.
Are you running right now? Click the link to check out my theory. Brought to you by the Adidas 4x4, a running shoe designed for playlist. Bye-bye for now.
When we hit 20, we'll jump into some PvP.
¡Qué mamey!
¡Qué papiado!
¡Qué corrioso!
¡Qué cuajo!
Nah, ellos no solo hablan de ti. Están hablando de la nueva Ford F-150 2021, la cual puede cargar y remolcar lo que tú necesitas.
¡Ah, qué trabado!
Sí, y también tenemos tecnología inteligente. Presentamos la nueva Ford F-150 2021. Fuerza así de inteligente. Solo puede ser F-150.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Click to try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today. In 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Taco Bell presents a breakfast bedtime story. Go to sleep, my friend, close your eyes and dream. Stop watching this guy play video games on stream. And you over there binging that show, if you go to sleep, you can wake up to a toasted breakfast burrito. Taco Bell has breakfast, and this is your warning. You can't try it if you sleep in tomorrow morning. I know bedtime's lame, but just think, when you awaken, you'll get a Taco Bell toasted breakfast burrito with cheese, eggs, and bacon. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
Okay, here's a way to shake it up a little bit and test the waters. I did a search for copyright free and some podcasts showed up as well. And this one, Dr. No Sleep. So Dr. No Sleep, big shout out. I am following you right now. Scary horror stories. Strip club horror story. Oh, that's a 4-parter. I don't have anything else open. Oh, the 2 songs are stepping on each other. I hear that. Oh, here we go. The night I became the Vampire King.
It sprawls across the land, casting its weary gaze out onto its dilapidated.
Yeah, let's get in here.
A time when it would bustle with the optimistic energy of the workers who lived identical lives in identical houses just over the hill. When large boxes of electronics would pass through it on their way to different corners of the country, and sometimes even across the sea.
Playing a game.
And all that is ancient history, of course. For now, it is nothing but an eyesore battered with age. A sad and decrepit reminder of this town's once great potential. Wind whistles through its shattered windows like the mournful howl of an abandoned dog. Weeds and ivy crawl up its sides as if trying to make it sink into the ground, while a chain of grimy, flickering tube lights adorning its crumbling boundary wall desperately tries to sweep aside the gloom that has settled into its very bones. Definitely not a place a person like me would choose to spend his Friday night. But sometimes things are so far beyond our control that we can do nothing but be swept by the tides of causality. As I climb out of my bed, I adjust the buttons of my suit and let my eyes drift over the warehouse. Not because it holds my interest in any way, but because I would rather look at anything but at the man. No, the creature standing outside the rusted front gate. I fix my gaze on the walls. I focus on the paint that peels off them, making the building look like a dying snake, trying to shed its skin one last time. I imagine myself wriggling into the cracks of the warehouse, hiding until all the shit that's about to go down tonight is over. But I know
that's a little bitter, man.
Already I can feel the man growing restless. Immense pressure emanates from his body, presses up against me like a knife scraping against the very bone of my throat. I sigh, shake my head, and begin walking towards him. The air grows colder and thicker the closer I get to him. It gently swirls around him, shimmering like a soft white mist under the dull streetlight. I loosen my tie to try and make it easier to breathe. It doesn't work. Fuck. I really should have drank my blood before coming here. You are late. His silky voice gliding effortlessly out of his mouth. Apologies, Your Excellency, I reply, my head bowed. The preparations took a little longer than expected. I risk a glance at him. He's staring at me, ageless, poreless skin stretched across a youthful face studded with ancient eyes. Large, gold-rimmed black pupils like twin solar eclipses. I feel a shudder. Let's dispense with the formality. Call me Julius. I may be young, but I wasn't a total novice at the dance. I knew a trap when I saw one. I couldn't possibly do that, sire. He smiles, his fangs glinting silver under the pale light. It would be so easy for him to rip my throat out. You're a quick learner, aren't you? I can see why Jacob thinks so highly of you. I say nothing. I just give a reverent nod in response. Pity he couldn't be here. The king requested my master's presence at the Royal Lodge, sire. Ah, yes, of course. When his most venerable majesty calls, you sure damn well answer. A lesson Michael here seems to have forgotten. He reaches into the jacket of his sleek gray suit, pulls out a cigar from a small metal case, and jams it between his teeth. So, are your men ready? They are at your command, I reply as I give him the light. Praetorians, all of them. Finest troops on the East Coast. But of course he knows that. Who? How many? Where? An elder like him would have known the answers to those questions the minute those soldiers stepped foot inside the town. I wish I could sense them as well. My inability to do so reminds me of my own weakness. Makes me feel uneasy, exposed. Elder Julius takes a long drag from his cigar. I'm impressed you managed to convince the Prime Council to hand over the Praetorians. I give him a humble smile. It was all Master Jacob's doing. It was he who convinced them that it was necessary to bring this war to an end. And of course, a phone call from the Royal Lodge sealed the deal. The powerful vampire shakes his head with a chuckle. All that, Michael. Overkill if you ask me. That little cockroach doesn't deserve all the attention. The eponymous cockroach here, of course, is the little brother of the vampire king of this great nation, and also the seventh most blood-sucking creature on the continent. I curse him into my breath, yet again, for setting up his base on what has just recently become our turf, forcing us to participate in this civil war. Elder Julius sneaks like a bloodhound. I can smell him in there, Michael and his men. It's there. The stale stench of fear, like rust on an old metal pipe. He smiles, bares his fangs. Oh, I looked forward to this night. I finally caught you, you slippery little bastard. Road feels like sand. The very thought of standing in the same room as these monsters sets my nerves on edge. But to go to war with them? I can feel the beast within me lashing out, trying to rip my sanity to shreds for daring to go along with this foolishness. I grit my teeth and steady myself. All right, let's get started, shall we? Elder Julius says as he tosses his mostly intact cigar aside. It bounces off the asphalt, sends sparks flying into the air. The old vampire proceeds to untie his ponytail, his long silver hair spilling across his shoulders like a lion's mane. He then closes his eyes, cracks his knuckles, and unleashes himself. Terror ripples through me as I'm hit with the full extent of his power. It feels like my head is being crushed in a vice while I'm drowning in acid. My brain pounds in my skull. My lungs burn. My knees wobble. Heat pour in my skin. It It takes everything I have just to keep standing.
I got him in
God,
me.
Just how powerful is he? And then, just as quickly as it had started, the insane pressure is gone. The power that burned hot enough to scorch my soul itself is once again ensconced within Elder Julius's body. I lean against the wall, trying to catch my breath. You all right there? He asks, amused, twirling a small knife in his hands. I cough. You certainly know how to make an entrance, sire. He glides over to the wall, eases himself against it, and waits for the chaos to start. That little display of power is intended to hit two birds with a single stone, to throw Michael and his men into complete disarray, and to signal to the Praetorians to take advantage of the resultant confusion and begin their assault. Cold air lifts the back of my neck as I strain my ears for any signs that the enemy has taken notice of Elder Julius's performance. Frantic pattering of booted feet, angry, panicked. But there's nothing. The warehouse is shrouded in nervous silence. Something's wrong, I say.
So was that freak accident, rubber banding, or what?
Did they know that he was here? Is that why they haven't broken the silence? Couldn't be. I'm sure they must have sensed my presence when I arrived here. I'm too young, too weak to fully know
this podcast
Elder Julius? No. You only see him if he lets you. Something is terribly wrong here. Muttering something under his breath, Elder Julius whips his knife in the air and begins marching towards the front door of the warehouse.
As in
I pull my Glock out of its holster and start to follow. I spot the Praetorians as soon as we turn the corner and walk through the gate. They have fanned out, surrounded the warehouse from all sides, guns aimed at the numerous shattered windows that dot its walls. Two of them break off and begin jogging towards us, their boots clicking on the cracked and open glass. Elder Julius stops as they approach, lower their rifles, and greet him with a bow. Sire, the one on the right says, fangs and blood-red lips peeking through the balaclava. We've taken a look inside.
And extra talking points.
He demands.
That works.
They exchange a look.
Ooh,
it's best if you see for yourself. He nods and they drop
These sharks.
leading us towards the broad front door.
They're some of the meanest. They give off the best
rusted
meat.
hinges that creak
Turtles
with
are the
cold wind.
toughest.
The door is on its
In
last
my
legs,
opinion.
and the Praetorian puts it out of its misery by breaking it down,
Don't know what that's
sending
for
it
yet,
slamming
but-
into the ground with a resounding. The Praetorians switch on the flashlights mounted on their guns, swing it around the dark interior of the warehouse, and we see why none of our enemies had reacted earlier. Because they're all dead. The warehouse had
I was
been
just
turned
gonna
into
say,
a
'cause they're all
fortress.
dead.
Sandbagged defenses, machine guns mounted at key positions. They had a death trap waiting for us. But the only carnage that greets us
So I
is
guess
when
they
it's
got
in
wiped out
2
by a
hours
vampire
ago.
clan.
I see walls and floors splattered
Yes,
with dried, corrupted blood.
I'm only
Corpses
half
slumped
paying
against
attention. It's hard
sandbags
to
and
pay
machine
attention
guns.
to a wall
Sometimes
playing
unrecognizable
that.
pieces. Shriveled up inmates litter the dusty floor and hang from broken light fixtures like bunting. And the
Oh,
smell.
well, it was an
you've got the
attempt.
smell. Vile stench of vampire gore and refuse
'Cause
stabs
I
at my
can't play
brain to
regular
the nostrils.
music.
And something else, old rot, like
Twitch
things
dropped
decaying under
their
a hot desert sun. I
broadcasting
clamp my hand to my
license.
mouth to stop myself from retching.
Which is
Seems
what
like
they all
Michael's group
say
had a
they
bit of a
did, but I
falling
know
out.
that's what
The
they
Praetorian who led us here remarks, that's not what this is. Elder Julius remarks. His voice is muted, serious. The boisterousness in his demeanor is completely gone. I force my pupils to dilate and stare at him. The worry that creases his forehead is more terrifying than the macabre sight in front of me. I feel saliva drying up in my mouth. Is something wrong, sire? The Praetorian asks. Yeah, the smell. It's strong here. Overpowers the senses. But it's far too faint outside. I had to concentrate just to get a slight whiff. He takes a pause. Almost as if the stench is being suppressed, contained
Give me that
within these
donut.
walls. Cold shivers rack my spine. He turns to look at me. You had people watching this place, did you not? I nod. Yes, sire. 2 men positioned on the hill overlooking this warehouse, around the clock. And I'm assuming they didn't hear our friends here being torn apart. I shake my head. What could be powerful enough to hide something like this? Just the thought makes my head swim. Intriguing. He places a foot on the mutilated corpse lying face down on the ground, kicks it onto its side. And there's the bite marks on these bodies. Now my eyes have been blinded by the corpse. My vision isn't strong enough to make any moves. Thankfully, the white glow of a flashlight with many injuries, small bites, single puncture wounds, Elder Julius says, all over the body. like he was bitten by some sort of a critter.
Oh, he's
What
just
do you think happened?
stomping on my boot. Die!
Before jabbing his thumb at the Praetorian.
I
Get your
like
men
that.
inside. Search all the bodies. Find Michael. I'm going to find out what happened.
Very OP.
Even if I have to drag that bastard right out of hell. The rest of the Praetorians swiftly pour into the warehouse, their flashlights bobbing and weaving across every inch of the structure. The very air inside brims with power oozing out of the powerful vampires. But there's an undercurrent of something else in here. A faint presence of something long gone that still lingers in the air. Even I can sense it. A trace of immense power that makes everyone inside uncomfortable. The Praetorians, clad in black body armor, sift through the tattered remains splattered everywhere. Some faces are too brutally smashed to be recognized, and for that, they rely on Elder Julius and the Praetorians who interacted with Michael in the past, and are familiar with the stench of his blood.
You gotta remember which it is. You can lock your
Elder
weapon.
Julius begins to grow restless until we do find something tucked away in a damp and dark corner of the warehouse, behind a sand wall, beneath about a dozen bloody and broken limbs. There's a trap door here. We rush towards the voice, wading through the bloody muck on the floor, and find two soldiers hunched over the dusty, grimy trap door. It's large, about the length of a man. I didn't know this place even had a basement, I say. Yeah, maybe this is why old Michael chose this place, Elder Julius says. Open it. There's a shrieking groan as the two Praetorians force the hatch open, revealing a steep flight of stone stairs
Man,
that
those
leads
turtles
into the
are
darkness
tough.
below. Elder Julius bends over, squints, and then frowns.
Hard
Give me the
shell.
flashlight, he says, and for a moment, there's a pause. All of us around him are taken aback, for there is no reason a creature as old as him would need a light to see in the dark. Or darkness, that is. He grabs the
Fired off
flashlight
the
from the
missiles
soul
when I was like,
and begins
shut 'em
descending down the stairs. I follow, and so do two of the Praetorians.
Neat trick.
The steps are too small, and I'm afraid of tripping and crashing into the Elder, sending us both hurtling downstairs. What would he do if that happened, I wonder? Cut my head off midair, simply for my stupidity? It's damp in here. Smells of wet clothes forgotten in dark, unheated rooms, or water leaking from cracked pipes and rotting in the walls. And there's another scent, somewhat masked by the former, yet not quite blending in. It reeks like the moist ashes of a dead fire. I crinkle my nose and keep moving downwards. The stairs drops us off at a small landing, hemmed in by the walls. A sleek wooden door is set into the wall directly in front of us. Faint yellow light seeps out from the gap beneath the door, suggesting that the room beyond might be illuminated. Elder Julius steps forward, places his hand on the gilded doorknob, turns it, and pushes the door open.
I feel like I came in the middle of this story.
The room is cramped, with a mud roof that hangs so low I have to bend my neck just to stand here. Dozens of shadows dance across the room as candles, at various stages of their life, burn from their perches on earthen flooring, on shelves carved into the mud walls, and most importantly, on the altar placed next to the
Crazy,
far wall,
man.
bathing the tiny space in a shimmering yellow glow. And slumped against the small table that serves as the altar, rests the corpse of our quarry, Michael. His jaw has been ripped clean off. His tongue hangs limp in his neck. Even his eyes have been gouged out. Blood from his wounds has drenched his white dress shirt, turning it dark red. I have never seen such terrifying violence. Who would inflict such hatred on someone else and be powerful enough to inflict it on a vampire like Michael?
Michael.
Elder Julius whispers.
You reckless fool.
Oh, hello, Axie.
I sense pure, unadulterated terror in the Elder's voice, and that terror gets mad.
Oh, dude!
My eyes get drawn once again to the altar. In the middle of it sits an 8-pointed star made of some strange metal that I don't recognize. It is ringed by half a dozen tiny, underdeveloped skulls, like those of aborted fetuses. Their white bones have been splashed with blood, human blood. He opened a door that should not have been open. My heart sinks as the strange feminine whisper drifts through the stale, smoky air in the room, reverberates through the walls. It echoes in my ears, makes me feel violated, like a wet tongue forcibly thrust down my ear. Those of us in the room whirling around frantically, weapons waving in the air, trying to locate the source of that voice. It sounded like it had been spoken by someone standing with us, but of course that voice was totally alien. My sanity begins to fray. The voice fills the air, but this time it's even lower and completely incomprehensible. But I can feel the power in it. Makes my bones rattle, shakes the blood in my inside.
There's a clip.
And then another sound joins in. Squeaks. At first, it's barely audible, like a fly buzzing in my ear.
I need him!
Louder and louder, till it becomes deafening, starts to scrape at my eardrums.
What the fuck is that?
One of the Praetorians shouts.
Stand back to back!
Elder Julius
Those are so rare, you only gotta get
for the
one
next
to
second,
get that
something digs
reward.
through the ground beneath us. The dirt in the center of the room is pushed aside. A small hole is opened up, and a mass of brown fur pours out of it. Rats. Hundreds of them start to swarm us, all squeaky with glowing red eyes and serrated spines. The flood of moving flesh crashes into us, biting, gnawing, picking the flesh from our bones. We try to fight back, but it's useless. I get 2 shots off before the pain from the bites makes me drop the gun, and I stumble backwards. Little rat paws scratch my flesh. They crawl up inside of my thighs, and all I can do is scream. The Praetorians don't fare any better. Even Elder Julius, old and powerful as he is, meets an inglorious end at the hands and claws and teeth of the rats. He waves his knife around, slicing dozens of them into pieces with each swing, smashes apart hundreds of them with his telekinetic powers.
Damn, homie.
But thousands
You
instantly
need to die,
tumble
son.
and
But I'm gonna
trample
die
over.
first.
They wriggle out of holes in dark, unseen corners of the room. A moving
back
carpet
my
of brown
bullet.
fur that snuffs out all of light. It isn't long before the pain numbs my mind, knocks me unconscious.
There you go, I got torch.
It's the last thing I felt before fading away. It is the first thing that comes to me when I wake up. It feels like my entire body is on fire. Every muscle, however many the rats left behind, throbs and aches. I would scream if I had any strength left to do so. I'm lying face down on the ground. Where? I can't tell. It hurts too much to move my head, but my cheek feels wet. Blood, slowly and very carefully. I swear, it's not my own.
Alright, we've been on this side of the map
It's
for a while
clotted
too.
and has a vile, corrupt stench to it, but it's blood nonetheless. My tongue darts out of my mouth, takes a quick lick. It's utterly disgusting, yet in my weakened state.
Oh!
I move my head.
Fire!
Explode on the skull, and to begin
I'm
lapping
still
at
in
the
the
pool
heat.
of clotted blood on the dusty ground beneath my head. Strength begins to seep into my body once
Kinda
again.
cool.
Looks like you're finally awake. My body trembles in surprise. It's that voice again, the one that unleashed the nightmare on us. I crane my neck and look up, and see a naked woman staring down at me. She's holding a rat in her hand, a long and sharp fingernail digging into his throat. Need more, she asks, amused, and slices the rat's neck open before I can answer. I hungrily drink the blood that streams down on my face, grateful for the sustenance. I can feel some of my wounds stitching themselves back up. The woman reaches down towards me, lifts me up by the arm, and helps me sit up against something cool and smooth.
Look how fast little sucker.
And notice
Oh,
it's the door of a
basketball.
car. My car.
Basketball Jones.
How are you feeling, John? I look up again and notice the blazing scenery behind her. A warehouse. Fire. Dazzling orange flames burst out of the windows, crackling and licking the air. What? I croak. What happened? To your friends? She says. I killed them all. Just like the ones who summoned me. I stare at her. She has no presence. Unlike Elder Julius, who would make your heart tremble by just standing next to you. This woman feels like nothing. Like a dark, empty void. It makes my soul shiver. What? What are
Golden
you? I ask,
sausage.
terrified. A friend.
You know that's a sense of humor when they have the
She
golden
answers.
sausage.
It doesn't reach her eyes. Oh God, those eyes. Large yellow irises and narrow black slits for pupils. Like
Golden
a cat.
sausage.
Please, I beg. For what? My life, I think. Let me go. I'm afraid I can't quite
The
do
golden sausage of
My heart
dominance.
Why?
Look
What
at
do
that.
you want from me?
Bam, bam,
She
bam,
caresses my
bam,
cheek with her
bam.
hand, looks at me with pity. I'm going to make this
Took all of it. Oh, what's going on? I lost control.
My mouth begins to move.
Alright, nuke time.
Of course I am. Thanks for listening. This story was written by Bikram Man. He is a very talented horror writer. If you'd like to read more of his stories, check out his newly released book, Unclean Spirits, available on Amazon. It's only $2.99 for Kindle users, or free if you have Kindle Unlimited. The link to his book is in the episode
He's a writer,
description.
got his book
Hey
on
guys, I
Kindle
want to
and
take a
everything.
minute to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. Are you sick and tired of having to go to the grocery store every other day to stock up on food? Because I know
You
I
know,
am.
you should
But
get out of
thankfully,
your creepy voice
HelloFresh has
when you're
changed my
pitching
life by
food.
giving me back my most important asset,
just my
my
opinion.
time. With HelloFresh, I am able to easily order meals right to my door from the comfort of my home. No more forcing myself to make a run to the grocery store and wait in long checkout lines. Now I order HelloFresh's quick and easy 15-minute
he's gonna get me.
on-the-go breakfast
No,
and
he's not.
10-minute lunches to take back control of my time, while also being able to enjoy some of the most delicious cuisines. A couple personal favorites of mine are the
God of
crispy
the
Cajun chicken
crustacean
sandwich
world.
and the bacon jalapeno
Hardly.
mac and cheese,
And a
both of which
couple
are out of this
pages.
world amazing.
Hardly
With over
any
50
other
unique weekly recipes, you'll never get sick of eating the same thing again. Even with a low-carb, low-cal, and vegetarian options, there's a reason why HelloFresh is
Ah, too late.
Now go experience it for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/NoSleep14 and use code NoSleep14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. I cannot recommend them enough. This kind of convenience is something that has truly changed my life. That's HelloFresh.com/NoSleep14 and be sure to use code NoSleep14 to get up to 14 meals completely free, including free shipping. Now don't wait. This offer is good for a limited time only.
Until they
mind if my
cancel your
friend doesn't finish
sponsorship.
McNuggets deal. Because even though I'm done with my
Is
fillet
it a
of fish,
wait? No.
one of those McNuggets looks really good. Order
Oh,
ahead on
what the
McDonald's
hell?
and get 2 of your faves for just $6. Like a 10-piece McNuggets, fillet
Man,
of
that
fish,
was like
Big
some
Mac,
kind of
or
electric
quarter
shock.
pounder.
Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price.
¡Qué mamey!
¡Qué papiado!
¡Qué corrioso!
¡Qué guajo!
What?
Nah, ellos no solo hablan de ti. Están hablando de la nueva Ford F-150,
Something Orlando.
la cual puede cargar y remolcar lo que tú necesites.
¡Ah, qué trabado!
Sí. Y también tenemos tecnología inteligente.
Exacto.
Presentamos la nueva Ford F-150 2021.
Exacto.
Fuerza así de inteligente. Solo puede ser F-150.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about. Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them. AT&T Internet for Business
Second-rate
gives you
cable
99.9% reliability. So even if the power suddenly goes out or a construction worker
If
accidentally
they're the
cuts your cable
monopoly
line,
in your
stay
area,
connected
wouldn't
on our
that be
wireless
the
network with
first rate?
AT&T Internet Backup. Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business. Visit an AT&T store today or click the banner to learn more.
Lizzie brought it home last Monday. It was a tiny little thing, probably about 5 or 6 pounds, with light plastic paint on its skin and cloudy blue eyes. It looked like it had been used by the school ever since the early 70s, to be honest. Like it had been thrown around and abused a few too many times by negligent kids. I actually didn't even know about the doll until I heard her humming a nursery rhyme in her room.
Haunted
She was sitting
doll
on the edge of her
story.
bed, rocking the toy back and forth. What is that?
I
asked
hate
casually.
haunted doll stories.
This is Georgia, she said, proudly showing me the doll. I didn't even know that your school was doing this sort of assignment, I said. I thought the poor thing needed a good cleaning. Probably some fresh clothes and batteries, too. But I didn't want to damage school property. I have to keep her for the next 2 weeks, Lizzie explained. Suddenly, the doll began to simulate and she snatched it back from me and started to soothe it with another lullaby. I shook my head in mild amusement. With that sort of attitude, I'm sure you will get a great grade, I told her. I went to do laundry, thinking nothing of the whole situation. At dinner, though,
Moving
Lizzie
along.
insisted on bringing the doll to the table and had it in a makeshift basket to keep it calm. The doll made sense. They only gave us this one rule when we started working at the local hospital. Whatever request is made, do not get the item from an old storage warehouse. It doesn't matter if the system tells you the item is located there. You do not enter the building for any reason. Upon inquiring as to why we had a massive warehouse nearby without
I
using
do
it,
the crown.
we
Oh,
were just
no,
told to
okay,
follow the
first
damn
thing
rules
I
if we
got.
wanted to get
I'm
I
lost.
looked around, trying to get
And
information from some of the more senior staff members, but none could give a clear answer. Some of them told us the people who ventured inside were fired, while others said they just sort of vanished. Although I was young and rebellious, I didn't dare enter the warehouse for fear of being fired. In my first month, I didn't even approach the warehouse. From a distance, it looked like any old abandoned building,
Start throwing caution to
uncovered,
the
and left
wind
alone
here.
for time itself to wash over. The concrete-covered ground around the building was filled with cracks with plants starting to emerge, reclaiming territory.
Maybe that won't work. Yeah.
But the
Maybe
more
I
I
should
stayed
have a
in its
little
vicinity,
caution in the wind,
the
huh?
more it piqued my curiosity.
Or
What
no,
left
not
an even
in the
more
wind.
uncomfortable taste in my mouth was the total disinterest shown by the rest of the staff. The only other person who showed even a slight interest in the forbidden building was Ray, a newcomer that had started just a few weeks before me.
I bet you it's some sort of slave factory where they keep disobedient workers, forcing them to produce products,
he joked.
Nah, it's definitely a covert CIA facility holding aliens,
I joked back. What was even stranger was that no matter what item we searched for, new or old, it would always be marked as in stock in the abandoned warehouse. When customers asked for certain items not in the actual store, we'd have to lie and tell them we were sold out, even if we all knew the item was actually in the warehouse. This all came to a head when Ray was dealing with a particularly irritable customer who'd just been boasting a new grill for the summer season, trying to get his sales numbers up, and had mistakenly assured the customer we still had them in stock. But with the heat wave raging and barbecue parties at lunchtime high, they were long gone. You're joking! I can see it right there. It says there's still a dozen of them in stock, the customer yelled as he peeked over the counter to get a glance at the screen. I'm sorry, sir. It's a mistake. It's not actually in the building. It's in a storage facility. And I saw the warehouse as I drove by. Why don't you stop being a lazy piece of shit and go get me my item? Don't you care about your customers? Ray attempted to alert the manager, but as usual, he was off-site on unknown business. And though it clearly wasn't Ray's fault that the customer acted like an absolute asshole, we all knew he'd be blamed for causing a fuss. I can't tell what finally prompted Ray to visit the warehouse. Maybe he'd had enough of the customer's
Oh, get out of
abuse.
here.
Maybe he truly worried about his sales numbers. Or maybe he just
Golden
couldn't stand
sausage and
unrelenting
killing.
curiosity. Whatever the case, Ray was going to enter the
Golden
abandoned warehouse
sausage
to
of
retrieve
domination.
the
That
item.
was
Ray,
it.
come on. Just let the dumbass do the shitty review, I begged. Aren't you curious about why we're not allowed to go inside? The manager is away anyway. He'll never know. Ray said. Come with me. Live a little. I don't know. Really? Are you afraid you might lose your minimum wage job? You'll get another. He had a point. The job sucked, and it wasn't like the area was lacking in companies, waiting to take advantage of young college students desperately needing weekend and evening jobs. So, I decided to go with him, to finally satiate my curiosity. Ray assured the customer that his item was and together we walked the 2 minutes over to the warehouse. Weird how it's always fully stocked with new items, yet I've never once seen a truck park here, I said. Might be coming before our shift starts, Ray explained. We entered through one of the side doors, a rusty chunk of metal that seemingly hadn't been touched in years. As we took our first steps inside, 1,000 paranoid thoughts rushed through my mind. What if they'd been dumping toxic waste there? What if it was used by gangs? What if it collapsed? Ray didn't seem bothered by the mysterious building. He seemed more excited than afraid. We ventured through some offices, filled with outdated desks and technology. There was old furniture everywhere covered in a thick layer of dust. By all means, the place seemed abandoned. Then we reached the actual storage room, a massive hall with endless rows of tall shelves, stretching far out of reach. Due to the setup, it almost caused an illusion that the room seemed bigger on the inside than the outside. And just like in offices, everything was covered in dust and mold. All right, we're looking for aisle 404, shelf 7B, Ray said. I wouldn't even have thought the place could fit that many aisles, considering how large each of them was.